On November 2nd, 1848, a German doctor named Karl Heinrich August von Bureau was just opening up his private medical practice in East Prussia when a teenage boy burst in through the doors looking totally frantic. The teenager blurted out that another boy in town needed his help right now. When the doctor asked, "What does the boy need?" the teenager would say, "The boy is honking like a goose." Dr. von Bureau thought this might be a joke, but then he saw the look on the teenager's face and he could tell he was very upset and very serious. So the doctor grabbed his bag and he ran outside with the teenager and they hailed a horse and carriage. The honking boy's mother flagged down the doctor and then brought him inside her house. She said her 12-year-old son had been outside playing with his friends when suddenly he had developed this really intense coughing fit. And then finally, when the coughing stopped and the boy tried to breathe in, his throat made this horrible honking sound. The mother had opened up her son's mouth and looked inside, but she hadn't seen anything, and she knew her son was not sick. It was just that he was honking. But now it had been 18 hours and the boy was still honking with nearly every breath, which is why she had finally told the teen to go get the doctor. When the mother let Dr. von Bureau into her son's bedroom, he couldn't believe how terrible the boy looked. His face was all swollen and kind of bluish, and he was sweating profusely, and when the doctor watched him try to breathe in, not only did he honk, but also this boy was really struggling just to breathe. And so the doctor looked into his mouth, but there was nothing he could see that was blocking his airway, and so the doctor just put his finger into this boy's mouth and he reached down inside, and suddenly he felt something lodged in the boy's throat that was small and hard. So he grabbed his forceps and he tried to grab this object, but the object was too slippery and the doctor could not pull it out. And so the doctor made a decision to perform an emergency tracheotomy, which is a surgery where you basically cut a hole in someone's neck in order to create a hole in their throat to let air go in. But in this case, the doctor was just opening up his throat to try to get to this object. And so the doctor pulled out his scalpel and he performed the tracheotomy, and when he looked inside, he saw the obstruction. It was like this pink, small, hard object, and so the doctor just reached in, scooped it with his finger, and pulled it out. And right away, the boy could breathe again. He was not honking anymore, but the doctor and the mother are just looking at this object, having no idea how to react to this because it made no sense. The object that was trapped in this boy's throat was a literal goose's larynx. The larynx is a hollow tube in your throat that helps you make sound, and right before this boy began honking, he was playing a game with his friends that involved taking recently severed goosenecks and blowing through them like they were trumpets. As this boy was doing it, he began to cough for some reason. He had this gooseneck in front of his mouth, and so when he inhaled suddenly, he inhaled the goose larynx. He literally had a goose's voice box in his throat. Luckily, the honking boy would make a full recovery.